comes down to Nick.
Stewart's back, looking, throwing over the mid throw. Touchdown, Steelers.
Incredible!
The Oakland Raiders, the need to just win, baby, is at an all-time high.
He got it!
Take it, nasty. Take it, baby.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, a loss means 0-2. Now, no room for error.
That's it, bring it on.
Let's do this.
It is a great tradition renewed.
They only remember the winners, baby.
Western Pennsylvania, where football is king and where toughness and a passion for the game are just as important for the fans as they are for their beloved Steelers. And if the intensity level wasn't high enough already, add tonight's opponent, the Oakland Raiders. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. The Raiders got off to a brilliant start in their opener last week, dominating every phase of the game against Seattle and serving notice that this could be the year of the Raiders. Most of the experts thought it would be the year of the Steelers. But based on last week, what kind of year? Penalties, turnovers, and missed tackles contributed to a blowout loss in New England. And Cordell Stewart, who established himself last year as a class quarterback, Joe, he really got off to a tough start.
He really did, Mike. Winds up throwing 3 interceptions, loses a fumble. Certainly you'd think when you open at home, the crowd's going to be with you. That hasn't been the love affair that's existed here in Pittsburgh for Cordell Stewart. It's been a tough place for him to play, and he's going to have to play well tonight. As far as his teammates go, they look back on last week's game and said, listen, don't worry about it. No one player determines the pressure of winning or losing. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think this is a watershed game for Cordell Stewart. He's got to come out and play well. Not just running the football. We know he can do that. He's going to have to get some completions early to get his confidence back. And as Bill Cowher put it, reestablish himself. Now, one thing that is reestablished in this rivalry, Paul, they don't like each other. This could get downright nasty.
Well, on Friday, we had a chance to talk to strong safety Lee Flowers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he said Monday night in New England, we were humbled. We didn't do squat. So if Oakland goes to get water, goes to the bench, if they go to the John, we're going to smack them in the mouth. Now, yesterday we had a chance to talk to Bill Romanowski, all-pro linebacker of the Oakland Raiders. And I said, when do you get yourself psyched and ready for the game? He said, Wednesday. I start to hate the opponent on Wednesday and the Bills till Sunday. I said, what about these Pittsburgh Steelers? He says, you know, I really hate them because the experts picked them to go to the Super Bowl and not us. This is a statement game tonight. And, Michael, he said, we're going to make the statement.
All right, thank you, Paul. But they turned up the thermostat on Cordell this week. Tonight, he'll try to bounce back, and he'll join Susie Culver when we return to Pittsburgh. And Susie.
He could have used a little Johnny Unitas magic today against Miami.
Almost had it at the end. Todd Peterson ready to kick away. Terry Kirby, number 42. Derek Combs, number 43, are deep to receive. And we are underway in Pittsburgh. Kirby inside the 5. Cuts it outside. 25, taken out of bounds at the 27.
Oakland offensively is probably going to have to come out and throw the football to one Jerry Rice, the other Tim Brown. You look at Rice's all-time records, 185 touchdowns. He's off the chart when it comes to records. But tonight he's going to have to work outside against those cornerbacks of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's important that they hang on to the football and not create third and longs for Rich Gannon. Tim Brown, as you can see, closing in on those records of Jerry Rice's. Only has to play another 10 years to catch him.
Empty backfield. Garner is out as a wide receiver in a 4-wide set. And Jerry Rice makes the grab up to the 34-yard line from Rich Gannon. Ferrier on the tackle.
Cha-ching. There goes another number. I mean, the catches, the yards, I mean, it's just unbelievable what Jerry Rice has accomplished. And you know what? Uh-oh, they're going in to hurry up.
You go to no huddle.
This is something New England was able to do against Pittsburgh a week ago.
It's also something that the Raiders have practiced and have done.
Four-man rush on Gannon. Again, over the middle. Again, it's Jerry Rice. And he reaches the 44-yard line.
One of the things you cannot do, and I don't care who you spread out, is let Jerry Rice underneath alone, because he's going to catch everything that's in his area.
Well, I just think that when you've got Jerry Rice and Tim Brown, if they're going to run crossing routes like this, you have to make them pay a price. And that's what the Steelers want to do. I think you've got to get up on their nose a little bit and not allow the releases as easy as they've been.
At one point last week, New England threw 25 straight times. The Raiders say they will not do that, but this will be 3. And it's the tight end Roland Williams. Only 22 to go.
Wasn't it interesting, though, when we were talking to Lee Flowers on Friday, he's a strong safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He said, hey, let us play a man. We don't have to get away from our blitzing. Let us, on the outside, let us play man. We're capable of doing that and get some blitzes by the linebackers.
And now you see the variety that the Raiders throw up against the Steelers. They go back in the huddle now to change the pace of the game just a little bit.
And they'll go with 2 setbacks. Richie, the fullback, Tyrone Wheatley, number 47, the tailback. And Gannon has to burn a timeout. The Raiders on their opening drive will be back in a moment. Has not missed a game in 3+ years, gone to the Pro Bowl 3 straight seasons, and has had 3 straight 3,000-yard passing years. Back to 4 wides. Underneath for a very short gain. That'll only be for about 2 yards to Rice. Already his 3rd catch of the period.
Now, they said they were humbled on Monday night in New England, but here's what the Pittsburgh Steelers tried to do, but they missed tackles for touchdowns, is to keep these guys, if you got 5 wide, let's keep them in front of us and make the tackle. That play was good for 4 yards. They have to make the tackle.
They also talked about being physically tough. When you get a 3rd and short, it's a chance to establish a physical nature on the line of scrimmage.
3rd and about 1.5. Play action by Gannon. They still haven't run the ball, and he throws for a first down to the Steeler 33. Jerry Porter makes the catch. Brett Alexander with the tackle.
The Steelers know that the Raiders ran a lot last week. So now they come out and they decide they want to run play action on 3rd and short. And the one man that they feel like can be a big play guy for them is Jerry Porter.
They had that set up very well because Crockett is their short yardage back. Now Charlie Garner, the single setback. And they come out winging it again. Rice with his 4th catch down to the 32. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, much of the burden of last week's loss fell on the secondary. Dwayne Washington told me they will pay special attention tonight on getting their hands on the receivers. Last week it was about tackling, and that's all hard. But tonight, be as physical as possible. These guys, they know, are crafty. They can't let them get off the line. Keep them inside and play them high.
All right, Susie. Gannon calling the play at the line. He has Garner in the backfield and wants to throw for the 6th consecutive time, intended for Brown and incomplete. The Raiders started in the no-huddle a week ago. New England used the no-huddle and threw the ball all over the lot a week ago. The Raiders, who said they wouldn't do this, are coming out and doing it.
Rich Gannon, we talked to him yesterday. Rich Gannon looked at us and he says, you know, that's not us.
No, but you see,
we may do it, but that's not us.
But just because New England did it, everybody's assuming that Oakland is doing it because of that. This is a part of Oakland's offense. This isn't something that necessarily they just created. New England had success with it. They stay with it.
Gannon again, a short set out in the flat, complete. Tim Brown makes his first catch to the 19. Dwayne Washington with the stop.
Well, they're working on Washington on the outside. First of all, he's given too much ground on short yardage. Here's the throw out to the outside. Take a look at it. I mean, this ball is thrown to the outside. Tim Brown makes a catch. Washington doesn't have a chance. Here it is. Bang to the outside. Look at this. He turns his body, faces the ball, makes the catch. First down.
1st and 10 Raiders. Gannon again with time underneath to Charlie Garner. He's spun down by Joey Porter. But Gannon is really on target with his short side.
I think Rich Gannon is the perfect quarterback to run this type of offense. His accuracy is well over 60, almost 65%. So you know he's going to get the ball for Bill Callahan's offense, and he's going to pick out the right kind of people. When you play a 3-4 defense, you're basically eliminating the Steelers' ability to bring pressure by spreading them out.
8 out of 9 for Gannon, 58 yards on the opening drive. Here comes the 10th straight pass. Complete down to the 5, and that was Jerry Rice again, his 5th catch.
Bill Cowher's got to say to himself, when he told us he didn't expect the Raiders to come out and do this. I think he's got to be a little bit surprised. Although I'll tell you, his team's got to be getting pretty good at defending this because they've seen a lot of it through almost 4.5 quarters now.
Not yet. And the interesting thing about it is they're not even getting close to Gannon.
Nice start for Rich, 90% and 67 yards. 1st and goal. First running play, Charlie Garner gets a yard to the 4. Garner gained 127 a week ago. His first 100-yard rushing performance since he was in a San Francisco uniform.
What concerns Oakland most is actually Pittsburgh most, I should say, is when you get down into the goal line and short yardage situations, the size of Oakland's offensive line. You have linebackers basically on Pittsburgh's side that are given away, like, for example, Lincoln Kennedy at 335 pounds. They're giving away 50, 60 pounds to these offensive linemen.
Jerry Rice, the single receiver to the near side. Gannon looks the other way, swings it out, Garner. And he'll only get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Washington.
This is what they talked about that they have to do. Let him throw the ball out in front of him, but you have to make the tackle. And on this play here, you see Dwayne Washington. Look at this. It's perfect tackling. He gets himself square with the receiver, makes the play, no gain.
13th play of this drive coming.
And this will be a moral victory if they can hold him to 3 points.
I think the guy you have to look for here is Jerry Porter, number 84. He's located right there.
Somebody moved. Von Oelhoffen came across. And he's saying it's the Raiders.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 65 offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Barry Sims, the left tackle.
I can't hear you.
What?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Is that loud here?
Have we been in 3 loud stadiums?
Wow.
One way or another.
Yes.
Blitz coming. Gannon throws it away, and that's intentional grounding. Chad Scott had him by the jersey. And there wasn't a soul where Rich Gannon threw that ball.
Normally, I would say that this is a bad decision, but you're so close, I don't believe the penalty can hurt Sebastian Janikowski. Good job by the outside. Chad Scott coming on the blitz. This is exactly what the Steelers want to do. They're not letting people get away from them in this game like they did in the New England game, allowing guys to break tackles and make plays.
Sebastian Janikowski will come on to try a 41-yard field goal. He is 1 for 1 this year.
And a new holder, Tuiasa Sopo, will be the holder. It's the first time he's been holding.
And Janikowski is perfect from 41 yards. So the Raiders almost exclusively through the air go the length of the field and get 3. Very impressive. Indiana, who Bill Cowher says is an incredible natural on kick return. From the 7 to the 29. Cordell Stewart, who got off to a tough start last week, 3 picks and a fumble, trying to come back tonight. Steelers come out in the eye. Bettis is the deep man from the 30. And the bus gets his first carry. He'll gain 3. 8 carries, 35 yards a week ago. Part of it was they got behind and had to throw the ball, but part of it was also a stout New England defense.
Boy, does that quiet things down, doesn't it, when you run the ball? First down,
Yeah.
Quiet things down.
Well, I think it's good. They started the last game with Cordell throwing. Now you settle in. You have to get Jerome established in this game anyway. Why not do it right from the outset?
He was leading the NFL in rushing last year when he got hurt. 2 tight ends, play action. Cordell dumps it to Bettis on the screen. Got one block, couldn't get another. And a nice tackle by Eric Barton, who came over from the strong side linebacker spot and chased it down.
Well, it's only 2 plays, Joseph, but it's obvious that they're going to get Jerome Bettis really involved in this ball game, and they knew they had to.
And I think you're right, Paul. And I think the other thing you notice is you give Cordell Stewart probably the safest pass that he could attempt to throw. And I think his psyche and his confidence are very important. It'll build as the game goes on. But as he told me yesterday, he said the way I feel more comfortable is if I can get started with some completions.
3rd and 2 for the Steelers on their opening possession. Cordell, short set. Hines Ward almost picked. And then Ward's with a circus catch off the tip. Nearly taken away by Charles Woodson. Great concentration by Hines Ward.
I'll tell you what, they're going to really look at this close because Hines Ward, does he have possession of the ball when he comes down out of bounds? Here's the throw. Here's Woodson, Charles. And when Hines Ward comes down, watch this. Look at his hands. He's got to have complete control of the football. The ball is in the air. The ball is in the air. And he falls out of bounds. This is incomplete.
I don't know. I thought his backside got down
I
inbounds.
thought the Hines of Hines Ward wound up on the ground.
His hiney didn't make it.
And he had control of the ball. See, I think it will be a completion. And now we're going to find out.
Oakland will challenge the call. Remember, the call on the field is a catch. ESPN.com or NFL.com. Click on
Oakland is charged their second timeout.
And now the Raiders only have 1 timeout left in the half.
Nice call, guys. Knows me.
Well, we thought we'd try to help you once. The bus. Barton met him in the hole and helped to bring him down. 9 new starters on this Raider defense, and all they did in week 1 was give up 186 total yards. That's best in the NFL. They added some quality people.
The composition of this defense gives it a very unique look. Rod Woodson at 15 years playing free safety. Bill Romanowski at 15 years playing the strong side linebacker. Then you go over to Eric Barton, who's made a couple of really nice plays just in 4 years. And, of course, Napoleon Harris is their #1 draft pick in the middle.
They let Greg Biekert go, their outstanding middle linebacker who had led the club in tackles 4 years. Hines Ward on the outside. Can't get away from Torrey James. Cordell really came into his own last year. Career high 3,100 yards. A team record 60% completions, and was selected to the Pro Bowl.
And 6 of the 11 interceptions that he threw last year came in the last 2 games of the regular season.
3rd and 3 for the Steelers. Cordell goes to the shotgun. Zaraway is in as the 3rd down back. Raiders come with a 4-man rush. Over the middle, complete pass. Antoine Randall L to the 31. This kid is something.
Well, I'll tell you what makes him so unique. Antoine Randall L, once he touches the ball, he's at full speed. Watch this. I got it. I'm up the field. Look at how fast he is in total gear when he catches the ball.
And that's Phillip Buchanan, number 31. That's the Raiders' #1 draft pick, trying to stay with them. Even though it was in a zone, you saw his explosiveness.
Boy, he just blew by that prized rookie. Stewart to throw on 1st down. Wide open, Hines Ward, touchdown.
Cordell Stewart, 34 yards to Hines Ward. Steeler, touchdown. Hines, 57 Ward.
Torrey James was beaten by 6 yards.
I love what Bill Cowher said to us when we sat down with him on Friday. He said, good teams respond. He felt like his team responded in different instances last week. Again, Cordell coming back. Derek Gibson, number 36, gets trapped inside. Torrey James thinks he's got help. There's nobody there.
We talked about the great start Rich Gannon had on his drive. How about Cordell? 5 out of 5, 65 yards and the touchdown. And the Steelers go on top of the Raiders, 7-3. Bonding, they go 70 yards and 3:43. Cordell was perfect. 5 out of 5, 65 yards and a touchdown. And you know, some teams, we've had 20 plays run, 17 have been passes. Derek Combs on the return for the Raiders to the 29. The Raiders come out, drive the length of the field, get a field goal. The Steelers respond with a touchdown. Field in Pittsburgh, Steelers on top of the Raiders, 7-3. And Rich Gannon will start the Oakland offense from his own 29. Play action to Garner. Gannon sidearms this one over the middle, broken up. Threw into double coverage. Jerry Rice couldn't hold it. Dwayne Washington was there again.
On that last drive, last time the Raiders had the football, this is the way they tried to go down the field. Rich Gannon, a little side armor across the middle of Jerry Rice. Then out to Tim Brown on the left side against Dwayne Washington. One more time out to the left side where Joey Porter makes the tackle. Then back out to the left side again. I think Gannon's found something he likes on the left side of the formation.
No one in the backfield. What a catch by Rice. Dragged down by Ferrier. 6 grabs already for the world's leading receiver.
See, that's one of the problems when you're on defense and you've got them spread out and they're gonna blitz. Look who ends up on Jerry Rice. It becomes Ferrier, the linebacker. He has to cover Jerry Rice.
Did a good job, though.
Yes, he did.
3rd and 2. Gannon to throw again. Rice bobbles. Has the first down, dive to the 42.
You know, he's one of those guys. It was like Hines Ward. Wait, I forgot the ball. Let me go back and get it. I'll go back. You know, you talk about young receivers will keep on running. Jerry Rice stops, comes back, catches the ball, then goes.
You know, he has 824 catches since he turned 30. 6 players have that many in a career since he was 30.
He's had 2 careers.
Roland Williams, the tight end, into Steeler territory. Let's check in with Susie.
Hey, Mike, we'll have to watch out for the Oakland Raiders locker room at halftime, because Rich Gannon says it was never his issue who got more balls thrown their way. But so far tonight, Jerry Rice, 8 balls thrown his way, 7 receptions. Tim Brown with just 2. He said, you know what, that was always John Gruden's thing, but it'll be big trouble if one guy has that many more than another.
Rich Gannon perhaps should make it his thing right now. You don't lose much thrown to either one of those guys. This one's thrown to Porter on the blitz and a big hit by Lee Flowers.
Well, hey, Lee Flowers, I said we're going to hit you in the mouth where if you're going for water, the bench, or the John. Well, look at this play here. Jerry Porter is down. Lee Flowers nails him. Watch this. Porter's going to just slide out to the left, his left. Watch here. Bang! And that's his helmet right in the stomach.
Boy, and Rich Gannon hung him out to dry on that, throwing it behind him.
That gives you an idea, though, of the ability of Jerry Porter. I mean, I think this is a star just waiting to shine.
Where's he from?
I believe West Virginia.
Yes,
Mike,
he
if
is.
I'm correct.
Played safety most of his career there. Flowers, second on the team a year ago with 9.
That
Underneath again, Roland Williams, the tight end, dragged down by Brent Alexander. And this is exactly what New England tried to do to the Steelers.
Let me just say one thing about Jerry Porter. I mean, he took a hit, all right? But the thing about it is he held on to the football, and they got the first down. Team this year.
He's a big, strong, fast guy. Holy cow, running play. Charlie Garner.
Goodbye.
10-5 touchdown.
One of the things Charlie Garner has been accused of is hitting holes too quickly. You hit it too hard, you hit it too fast. Well, Bill Callahan decided that instead of asking Charlie Garner to change, we're going to ask the offensive line to block a little more quickly. It's a quick trap up the middle. Nice job by Barry Sims, number 65, and Matt Stinchcomb, number 74, the left tackle and the left guard.
That was 36 yards for Garner. Last week he had 3 carries of 20 or more. Talk about hitting a hole in a hurry. He was gone in a hurry. Janikowski for the point after. You might not expect it, but it's been all offense between these teams so far.
Whoever has the ball last.
First one to 50.
Yeah.
That's the way it was today in the league a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
Monday Night Countdown.
36-yard run, and it didn't take long to go, those 36 yards.
If you're only going to run twice a quarter, you might as well get one like that. Beverly's already watching, Paul. Randall L. from the 9. Has a hole. Antoine Randall L. across the 40.
And the Raiders were offside on the kickoff, which they'll refuse.
Derek Holmes knocked him out of bounds. This kid is going to be special.
There are little things.
Offside, number 22 kicking team. Penalty is declined. First down, Pittsburgh.
I don't know if that's real smart.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
Kreider and Bettis in the eye. The bus. Good block by Kreider. And Bettis gets 8. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Mike, Cordell Stewart says that Antoine Randall L. brings arrogance to his position. Not just
anybody else who can throw it to him, so they switched him back.
Only played 1 game.
Stewart, good protection. Throws underneath, almost picked off again by Woodson.
Boy, what coverage.
Oh, man, I tell you, there's one place you just don't want to go, and it's at him, number 24. But they also said, we have to attack their best defensive back if we want to be successful. Well, here's Plexico Burress attacking their best defensive back. Look at Woodson. Is he in position to make the play? The only thing that saved this interception is Plexico Burress is much taller, and he goes on the defense and knocks the ball down.
Keep in mind, Woodson's 6'1", Burress is 6'5", and if I'm a quarterback, I like that matchup.
Woodson made the Pro Bowl his first 4 years in the league, only the 3rd corner ever to do it. Ronnie Lott and Mike Haynes the other. Lott did play corner before he became an all-pro safety. Incomplete pass intended for Jermaine Tooman, the backup tight end, and he couldn't hold it. That was a pretty good throw, it looked like.
Right on target.
4th down.
Cordell, an excellent start. Now Miller will have to come on to kick to Buchanan, the prized rookie out of Miami.
Well, we saw Randall L. light it up. Let's see what this one can do.
He can fair catch it.
Nice high kick. And contact. That'll be a penalty against the Steelers. Chidi Iwoma appeared to be the player who was downfield and made the contact.
Well, he stepped on Buchanan's foot.
You've got to give the punt returner a clear access to the ball. There's the contact. There's the bump. There's no question it was interference on the play.
That's the end of the first quarter. And it's the Raiders by 3. Nothing gets by me, boy.
Right on top of this thing.
Well, I'll tell you who's upset is all those big offensive linemen had to run down one end, then they got to go all the way back down the other end.
So the Raiders will start from their 25. They lead by 3. Jerry Porter, who was injured earlier, is back in there. Brown and Rice in a stack to the near side. And they throw under to Jerry Rice to the 29. taken down by James Ferrier.
The reason I talked about Rich Gannon being so good at running this type of an offense is you saw him look out to the right and quickly come back and almost before his head got around, fire the ball. I mean, he knows where everybody is in the formation. And also, you can see while they're at the line of scrimmage and he's calling plays, if you look at the time clock, there's still 17, 16 seconds left.
Terry Kirby is in. He's in the slot. Another good receiver. Gannon short. Porter makes the catch up at the 41-yard line.
Man, is this nice. I'll tell you what. We talked about Jerry Porter, as big as he is, and they're hoping that he's going to come into his own this year. This play was just perfect. Jerry Porter just sat down and waited for the ball to get there, and it's a completion.
The Raiders have run the ball twice. They have thrown it 19. They may outdo New England. Gannon again. Kirby dives out to the 48-yard line.
Let me just make a point. The key here is the Raiders are holding on to the football. We saw Tooman drop a third down conversion for Cordell Stewart, or Pittsburgh might still have. That's how critical. If you want to throw the football around, the receivers have to hang on to the ball so you don't wind up in 3rd and longs or not converting a 3rd down.
2nd and 3. Empty backfield again. Blitz coming. Gannon goes deep. Porter pulled up short.
The play before this, the Pittsburgh Steelers came with 3 guys and covered with 8, and he still completed the pass. Now that's frustrating. So this play, the Pittsburgh Steelers come back with a blitz.
Well, there's one other problem that the Steelers are faced with defensively when you're facing Rich Gannon. Tom Brady last week with New England is not the type of a quarterback who's necessarily going to step up and run with the football. Rich Gannon will. If you rush 3 and he gets a lane to go, he will pick up the first down for you.
3rd and 3. Steelers blitz. They pick it up. Gannon with time. Throws first down to the 37-yard line. Great job by that front wall hanging in there, giving Gannon time, and he hit Tim Brown.
And Tyrone Wheatley, number 47, does a nice job of the pickup. Watch number 47 step up. There's the block. There's the block on the inside backer.
And he got just enough.
Larry Foote trying to put pressure on.
Foote playing for the injured Kendrell Bell. A brilliant talent who won't be able to go tonight. The Raiders methodically working their way down through the air. Dumped underneath to Garner. 30, 25, 22. Gain of 16.
One of the things Bill Cowher talked to us about was the problem they had on 3rd down. They only converted 5, but they let a 3rd and 17 get by. They let a 3rd and 12 get by on them. And they couldn't get their defense off the field. Now, there haven't been any long 3rd downs here for the Raiders, but they still can't get their defense off the field. This is going to make them a tired group of guys.
The Raiders have been remarkably efficient. Gannon's accuracy has been the key. Gannon again with time, and he just throws this one away as the Steelers did an excellent job of covering Jerry Rice. Chad Scott was out there on him.
You know, the thing about Gannon, you're right. He knows where every single person is. He went back. He was going to hit Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice couldn't get free, so he just threw the ball away, knowing we got 3 more downs.
Jerry Rice has really learned to appreciate Rich Gannon. He said Gannon last year, number 2 in the NFL in quarterback rating. Faces a 2nd and 10. Pressure, throws, and it's intercepted. Joey Porter. Porter back up the middle, and he reaches the 33. It was intended, I believe, for Jerry Rice, and Porter got it at the 2.
What you saw on that one was Rich Gannon on a reload. As he drops back, he looks, can't really get anything on the football. Joey Porter says, enough of this throwing stuff, we're going the other way.
John Stallworth, inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and Randall L. gets the football.
He lined up at the quarterback position.
Well, you can do that. When you've got, well, Hines Ward was a quarterback. Now Randall L., you see him back in the shotgun. He's not going to throw the football. He's back there to run with it. Such versatility Mike Mularkey has with 3 quarterbacks on the offensive side of the ball with Stewart, Ward, and Randall L.
Look at him laughing.
Zeraway is in deep in the eye behind Kreider. And Amos Zeraway gets his first carry. Pushing the pile up to the 49-yard line. John Perella makes the tackle. Zeraway played his college ball at West Virginia, only about an hour down the road here from Pittsburgh.
Did you see John Perella help Zeraway up? We talked to Bill Romanowski. He says Romanowski said that's one of the things I hate worse than anything is when a defensive guy knocks a guy down and then helps him up. Why would you want to do that?
Because you're a nice guy.
Romo just wants to knock him down again.
And leave him down.
2nd and 4. End around a Ward. Defenders out there. Romanowski was the guy who stayed home. He strung that play out until help could get there.
You know, I always think about why would you want to run any kind of a reverse back to an experienced defensive end or an experienced linebacker? Because Romanowski knows his job is to the outside. Zeraway's trying to block on him right there. Look at Romanowski keep Hines Ward in front of him. He doesn't make the tackle, but he allows Torrey James to do that.
Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala has checked in the backfield.
Oh, Michael.
Hereafter known as Fu. It's 3rd and 6. 4-man rush. Cordell throws behind Ward. And the Steelers will have to kick it away with exactly what they did. Neither is any other quarterback. Buchanan waits at his 10.
Oh, great kick.
Fair catch signal. They let it go, and it kicks into the end zone. 53-yard punt, but a net of only 33. Romanowski and the other graybeards for the Raiders have a 3-point lead. Go first half. Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. The Raiders and the Steelers. Oakland with the ball at its own 20.
I think they might throw.
Blitz coming. Steelers becoming more aggressive. And Gannon continues to complete passes. Let's go to Susie.
Mike, Bill Callahan told us that with an older team at times you have to back them down, give some of the older guys a break from practice or reps. Jerry Rice said Bill may control that, but he practices hard every day. He doesn't take time off. He doesn't feel comfortable or confident if he doesn't run through every route against every defense. He wants to take all the reps in practice. You can see it paying off tonight. 8 catches, 53 yards.
Susie had 7 of those in the first quarter. That's his best single quarter since '95. This one is knocked away by Chad Scott. Brown was the intended receiver.
One of the things we were talking to Jerry Rice that I thought was amazing, and I never really heard him say that. He said, you know, we were talking about, do you ever take off a down? He said, I don't ever think I ever did. He said, what he does through the entire course of the game, even if it's a running play, even if he knows the pass is going to the other side away from him, he always runs his route. He's always setting up the defensive guy. He said, I want him. Now, here's a guy that's 39 years old. He said, I want that defensive guy tired in the 4th quarter.
Ritchie and Kirby, the running backs behind Gannon. Brown got a hand on it, couldn't hold it. He said he was being held by Chad Scott.
That's a heck of a matchup between Chad Scott and Tim Brown.
On to punt. He's on the roster because Shane Leckler is still nursing a quad injury, but he did a great job last week. Averaged 50.5 yards a catch. Randall L. comes up, makes the fair catch. There is a penalty marker down after a punt of 42. The penalty will go against the Raiders.
Offensive coordinator of the Raiders.
Now Stemke has to stand on his goal line to wait for the snap. Randall L. at the 49. What a move! You make that first guy miss on a move like that, you'll get some yardage. This rookie is special. 13-yard return on a 36-yard punt. You'd be good on that show, Paul.
Which one, begging?
No, the borrowing part.
Oh,
I can borrow, man.
I know that. By the way, where is that money?
Pittsburgh from the 42. Cordell over the middle is tight end. Mark Bruner. Let's go to Susan.
And Mike, with Franco Harris, of all the...
What he's doing, but not only is he a great runner, he's a great guy. So it's great that he's a Pittsburgh Steeler.
You know what? I think a lot of people might forget, and this, I guess, maybe eases the Raiders fans' pain, that you lost the next week. That was the Dolphins' perfect season.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That was the Dolphins' perfect season. So, you know.
Out of Pittsburgh.
Run around you, run over you, run through you.
They catch the football.
2nd and 6. Cordell under pressure. Little shovel his air away too low. Trace Armstrong putting on the pressure. And Bettis is indeed chasing the records of Franco Harris. And go with 4 wideouts. Terrence Mathis is on the field. Fuamatu in the backfield. 4-man rush. Cordell floats it for Burris. Can't hold it. Flag is down. He and Woodson were battling.
They're going to call Charles Woodson.
This is only the second time they tried to get to Plexico Burris. And it's a good thing. It's 3rd and long. There it is. Running down the field. He runs over to cut in front of him.
And the rule is you cannot cut off the path of the offensive player.
I tell you, that looked like pretty good coverage.
I was just going to say.
He was looking at the football, went for the ball. Adam went up for the football. I don't understand that one at all.
Cordell fumbles the snap from center, and the Raiders have it.
Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson, the former Steeler, comes up with it. Cordell lost the handle on the snap.
Oh, Woodson almost thought about handing the ball to Charles Woodson so that he could carry it down for him.
A huge turnover, and the Steelers give up a sure score.
They just beg, bro.
Can't get the center quarterback exchange. They lose the ball and turn it over. Gannon under pressure. Down he goes at the 4. Joey Porter on the blitz.
I want to take you back to the Cordell Stewart fumble. There it is. You'll see Hardings, the center, watch his right foot, and then watch the space right there between Cordell Stewart. See, you have to ride the center, especially in goal line and short yardage, because they reach with either to the left or to the right, and you've got to stay with them. If not, the ball's going to wind up on the ground, or you're going to wind up with a bad exchange.
2nd and 15 after the sack. Gannon to Garner. And Charlie Garner back to the 5. Mike Logan and Brent Alexander combined on the tackle. Logan slowed him up, and he couldn't get anything going.
This is the defense they were looking for. The play before when Joey Porter
spread him out.
Little shovel pass to Kirby. Blockers in front.
Oh, what a call.
I said there's not a whole lot you can do except a shovel pass.
That was the one you were thinking, right?
Just getting ready to say it.
It's a gain of 24, and it's what Bill Cowher said. Last week, we couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. They killed us with big plays.
Here's a missed tackle.
What a terrific call by Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator. It isn't just a call. It's a gutsy call. You're putting the ball. This isn't a conventional pass. There are a lot of things happening around the line of scrimmage, and Jason Gilden almost makes the tackle for no gain.
Big first down for the Raiders. Here comes the blitz. Gannon unloads. Almost intercepted. Intended for Porter.
Deshae Townsend, who really got lit up last week by the New England Patriots. He was a guy that it looked like Charlie Wise, New England's offensive coordinator, wanted to go after. Makes a nice play there, though. Bill Cowher actually pulled him aside in last week's game and said to him, look, you can't, you're playing like you practice. You have to raise your intensity level. He did this week.
2nd and 10. 5:29 to go in the half. Another blitz. They pick it up. Garner throws incomplete. Excellent coverage by the Steelers. Logan was over there, and Dwayne Washington as well.
Boy, this time Rich Gannon got away from got one that he'd like to have back, obviously. But watch where he throws into double coverage. Here comes Brown. Inside, outside coverage. He had really no place to throw the football. Logan, number 31, was there, and Washington was there, number 20. There was no place to throw it.
I think that the Raiders have started to push the ball up the field, and they really shouldn't. They've been successful throwing shorter routes.
It's an unbelievable ratio, 34-2 pass to run for the Raiders. This will be 35, and Jerry Rice to the 46-yard line, first down.
Mike, you mentioned it on the last 3rd down. Here it comes up again. The problem still remains for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They can't get off the ground, can't get off the field on 3rd down. Good protection inside. Rice making a little stick move on Logan. Winds up with the completion.
3rd and 15, 3rd and 10. I mean, these are downs that you expect a good defensive football team to get off the field.
Especially the #1 defense in football a year ago.
9 catches, 71 yards for the legend. Gannon to throw again. Roland Williams knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. If you're a young wide receiver who wants to become the best ever, why don't you chase Jerry Rice? Here's all you have to do. Get to the NFL, make 65 catches a year for 20 years. That's 1,300. You're only 75 behind Jerry Rice. 1,000 yards a year for 20 years. That's 20,000 yards. You're only 482 behind Jerry Rice. And 9 touchdown catches a year for 20 years. That's 180. You're only 5 behind Jerry Rice. And that doesn't count what he's going to do the rest of this year, maybe next year, maybe the year after that. Incomplete. You might as well go after DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak, because you're not going to get that one either.
No, you know what's amazing, though, yesterday when you were bringing this stuff up to Jerry Rice, he looked at you and he started to smile because, honestly, folks, he doesn't keep track of this stuff. He knows how far ahead of everyone he is. He knows what a great receiver he is. He has worked harder than anyone I've ever known to play that position in the game. He deserves all of it.
Gannon changing the play. Short set, Rice to the 32. Jerry Rice owns all the records. We asked him what can possibly motivate him after all this time.
I got to go out there and I got to prove myself. And with all the touchdowns, the yards, you know, all of that stuff, you know, I never think about it. You know, I feel like I go out there and I try to do what's important for the team, make plays, and I'm still looking for that perfect game. I haven't found that, you know, I haven't really played that perfect game yet.
Maybe tonight is it. Charlie Garner goes up the middle.
You know, Mike, you said there are only 2 running plays so far this half. This was the 3rd. Up until this point, they ran the ball twice, average of 19 yards a carry. Now they're throwing the ball. Here they go back and they pick up 8 on this play.
Bill Callahan, in his first year as a head coach, replaced John Gruden, was the offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach on Gruden's staff. He is a very bright guy. Garner, back-to-back rushes. Susie, how about that?
Well, Mike, Charlie Garner and Bill Callahan go back to the days in Philadelphia. Callahan coached the offensive line. He says he's even better today than he was then, and that's because he always had the capabilities, but he wasn't given the opportunities. The misnomer was that Charlie Waters was the guy who ran inside, and Garner was strictly the guy who ran outside. But what they've realized is this is a guy who can do everything. Tyrone Wheatley goes so far as to say he doesn't have any weaknesses.
3rd and a long one. Zach Crockett is in as the deep man in the eye. Ritchie the fullback, and Crockett, the short yardage man, pounds to the 21 first down. It's been an impressive first half for that Raider offense. They make the one mistake on Gannon's interception at the 2-yard line, or they could be up by 10. The Toyota halftime show with Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes in television. Take a look at the big sticks, and the Twins, who weren't supposed to be there, supposedly clinched the AL Central. All coming up on the Toyota halftime show.
Weren't they going to get contracted?
Yes, they were.
Gee, they're in postseason.
And they just looked at Major League Baseball and said, contract this. 1st and 10, Raiders marching. They've reached the Pittsburgh 20 with 2 minutes to go in the half. Gannon underneath, incomplete. Nice coverage by Washington on Rice. Made contact just as the ball got there.
Michael, so far in this ball game, are you ready for this? The Oakland Raiders have had the ball for 19 minutes and 48 seconds so far in this game.
And remember, Cordell Stewart fumbled on the 5-yard line going in at the beginning of this drive that the Raiders have put together.
Quarterback comparisons. Look at Gannon. He's already thrown 38 times.
Yeah, they weren't going to throw that much tonight.
No, they weren't. Kirby, he can throw. And does. Ritchie turned defender and knocked it away. Ritchie had a step, but the pass was underthrown by Kirby. And Chad Scott was back there on defense.
Well, this is Ritchie's fault, really, because you've got to, as a fullback, you've got to sell it. See, he's just running down the field. He never tried to block anybody. Chad Scott makes the play, and you're going up against the corner.
Paul, I think husbandship is any faster than his speed at this point.
3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Gannon over the middle. Porter, touchdown. A strike from Gannon, 22 yards to Jerry Porter, and that's what he gives them in this offense, the chance to get a big play.
Well, they talked about him, and they did it in preseason, and they talked about Jerry Porter. Yesterday, they said this guy really has to step up, and yes, he has, folks.
They've called him the X Factor. He's the guy that they feel like can take the pressure off of Brown and Rice. And you look at him work the middle of the football field. We talked about how good Chad Scott was. 2 very physical guys going down the field.
Janikowski for the point after. And the Raiders have extended their lead to 17-7. Well, is every team going to say, Pittsburgh next week, let's throw it 65 times?
Yes. Well, they're going to get it until they stop it.
You know where this started? This started a year ago when the Cincinnati Bengals, in the 15th game of the season, John Kitna threw 68 passes for 411 yards. That's really what New England looked at when they said, okay, we're going to spread them out and we're going to attack the Steelers that way. So this isn't just something unique to this year. This started a year ago. Brady threw 43 for 294 last week.
Well, everybody, you just sit down and you try to figure out, and New England did it. Well, actually, Cincinnati did it. But you figure out, you got to slow these linebackers down because they have the best linebackers combined and the fastest in the National Football League. So you got to figure out a way to slow them down. This is the way to slow them down.
Why try and run? If they're the #1 run defense, they're only going to rush 3, maybe a 4th. So you wind up with an offensive lineman on a linebacker. That's a pretty good matchup for you if you're an offensive team, but they've got to figure out a way to be able to put pressure on a quarterback and take some chances and go after quarterbacks.
What an impressive drive that was. 90 yards in 15 plays. Antoine Randall L. and Lee Mays are deep. Lee Mays a yard deep in the end zone. Breaks one tackle, has a seam. Flag is down. He's taken out of bounds at the 36. We'll check the penalty. Bill Levy, our referee, signals a hold. Next Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern, Chris Berman and Tom Jackson will have NFL prime time for you. Then Corey Dillon and the Bengals go to Atlanta to battle the remarkable Michael Vick and the Falcons.
Watch this guy, the team that really has been struggling for a long period of time. It's Corey Dillon.
Oh, he's a wonderful
I'm
back.
telling you, this guy has not quit at all.
We can get a lot of help. 3 wide receivers for Cordell Stewart. He goes to the shotgun. Blitz coming. Woodson got him. Lost him.
But disrupted him.
Cordell's thinking, where did he go? Where did he go? Let's go to Susie.
Mike, can you think of a quarterback who goes from one extreme to another more than Cordell has? Jerome Bettis agreed that this quarterback always seems to be battling the extremes. When he's good, he's incredibly good, but when he's bad, well...
This pass a little low, intended for Hines Warden. It's incomplete, and he was certainly bad, Susie, last week. You have to give some credit to the defense, but he's always seemed to have a problem going over the middle.
Well, you know what? And he says he understands that you play in this town. There's no middle ground. They love you or they hate you. So he tries to ignore all that. But you know what? Mike Mularkey pointed out to me that Cordell does play within the system as far as going across the middle. They are not a West Coast system. There's not a lot of crisscrossing. So he is playing within the system, but he does need to work on those progressions.
He's only 6 out of 11 and now faces 3rd and 11 on this drive. 4-man rush. Armstrong with pressure. Zaraway on the screen. Didn't get much of a block and only got it out to the 22-yard line. Napoleon Harris, the rookie middle linebacker, who they say can go sideline to sideline, makes the play. And now the Raiders use a timeout to stop the clock with 58 seconds.
Well, they only have one timeout. Why not?
We'll be back in a moment. To 7. They're going to get the football back again as the Steelers are forced to punt. Philip Buchanan, the rookie, takes it back to the 40 and steps out of bounds. A return of 11 after a punt of 49 yards. And that stops the clock with 47 seconds to go. Here's what the Steelers have faced. Week 1, 26 passes and 1 run.
This is the first
half. Tonight, 40 passes and 5 runs. So they're getting a full dose.
I'm thinking they may come out in a 2-minute offense right here, the Raiders, and throw the ball a little bit. I think they may spread the field and open it up and go after him. What do you think, Paul?
What do you like to run 65, 70 plays a game at max? They run
about between 65 and 70.
Well, if they do this, they got 92 at least.
Raiders with no timeouts left. Pressure on Gannon. Down he goes at the 29. The blitz by Clark Higgins, the left side linebacker.
Number 53 on the left of your screen. Look at Higgins. He comes up. Mike, excuse me. I'm sorry.
Barry Sims is who he beat.
Yeah.
Now, strangely enough, the Steelers have taken a timeout to stop the clock. They have visions of getting it back themselves.
Also had a chance in the past to really see the game from that particular view.
Screen to Kirby. Kirby takes it to the 38, about a yard and a half shy of a first down. Steelers will use another timeout. I remember when Terry Kirby was going to Virginia, they said if he had concentrated on basketball, he would have been a great basketball player, play both sports.
But you kind of like this call here. It's a very safe call. It's a screen pass to the outside. If Kirby had not been open, Gannon would have thrown the ball away. What they did is they got the clock started again. Then Pittsburgh had to take another timeout.
One of the things I talked, Trestman said, all bets are off with this. We're starting anew. This is what I'm going to do. You'll play yourself onto the field. And so far, they've gotten that kind of play out of all their backs.
Gannon has already thrown for 237 yards, and Jerry Rice already has 10 catches. Gannon underneath to John Ritchie, trying to get out of bounds, lost the ball. There's a flag down. That could be a face mask.
And there's still 22 seconds to go, boys.
There's no foul in the play. It was a fumble forward, out of bounds. Will be brought back to the spot of the fumble. The clock will wind.
So he was taken down inbounds. The clock will run as soon as they spot it.
Of course, you can thank the Oakland Raiders for that. Dave Casper, the fumble rule. You can't fumble the ball forward and kick it and kick it and kick it till you get it in the end zone and then have somebody fall on it for a touchdown.
That was a neat play, though.
It was great. That was great thinking. Bill Callahan's thinking, come on.
Give my guy a break.
Go
he would have
that
had
far.
the first down anyway.
And the Steelers stopped the clock with their last timeout, so they're going to try to force Oakland to punt the ball.
Well, here's the situation. If they do punt the ball from here, which would be to get it to the end zone, this would be one of the times that I would try to get it to the end zone or kick it out of, at least kick it out of bounds. Don't ever put it in the hands of number 82.
How about if you're the Steelers? Do you try to block the punt?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you see, the thing about when you block a punt, that means that you have to keep all these people inside. You got the punter plus 8 guys. You got the 2 guys on the outside are going down. That makes 11. The way I added that.
Also, running into the kicker's only a 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down.
Stemke with Randall L. deep.
As opposed to roughing it.
Here they come.
Pressure, they got it. What do you have to lose with 17 seconds to go? Why not?
It's like they can't get a first down. It's 4th down and 7.
Chris Fuamatu Ma'afalo with the block. A huge special teams play for the Steelers.
Boy, this comes right up the middle, too. And Ma'afalo is number 45. Look at this. I mean, you talk about extension to get the ball. He went at the right spot for a left-footed kicker. Watch where he comes from. The left-hand side, 3 yards in front of the kicker, and that's where that ball starts its trajectory. So you have to get to that point. He did. They have the ball back. No timeouts, 16 seconds.
Great awareness to know which foot the kicker's using so you know where you want to bring your pressure.
No timeouts for Cordell Stewart. 4-man rush. Over the middle to Zaraway. Zaraway gets to the 27. Now they've got to line up and spike the ball. Do they have enough time? Just 1 second. What a dangerous play call.
I don't even understand it. And they really had, I'll tell you who had a problem, is the officials had a problem setting the ball down.
If that completion is 5 yards further or Zaraway runs with it, they don't even get a chance at a field goal.
That's right. He's got to be tackled right there.
That's one of those instances where you either throw it to the sidelines and tell the guys to get out of bounds, or you run with it and get out of bounds.
Todd Peterson, the veteran kicker who replaces Chris Brown, will test the curse of Heinz Field. A 46-yard field goal attempt. And it's good. The Steelers take advantage of their defense. They get a field goal to close the half. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Bill, you had us all fooled. Since when are 41 passes and 5 runs balanced?
Is that all? No, we're just going to continue to try to keep them off base and off balance and just feature the attack that we've been accompanied to for the last 3-4 months.
How impressed with Jerry Rice tonight? 10 for 85.
I have no idea what the stats are right now. We're just trying to move the ball and trying to get back on the board in the second half.
Thanks, Bill.
All right. Randall L., the first-round draft choice out of Indiana. Because of Hank Poteet's injury, he's been pressed into kickoff duty and done a fine job. Takes this one up near the 25-yard line. 17-10. And do you think Bill Cowher is right? Has everybody seen enough of this so that every week you're going to come out and throw 60 times against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, you know, when you look at a team that the Oakland Raiders, whose staple is running the football before they do anything else, and they've run the ball 5 times, everybody has to do it.
I think it's predicated on what your personnel is more than anything. Certainly New England has the receivers and the tight ends to do it. We've seen Oakland has the personnel to do it. The question is, do other people or can other people line up with those kind of that kind of personnel and get it done?
They start the second half with Bettis, and the bus rambles for 5 yards. Derek Gibson makes the tackle, and 36 and 36 start wolfing at each other.
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something. It doesn't make a difference how much you talk at each other. It's what you do after you talk to each other.
Jerome's got to be just tickled to be on the field.
Second and 5. Cordell with the short set, throws over the middle. Hines Ward, first down up to the 38-yard line. Let's go down to Susie.
Mike John Stallworth has 4 Super Bowl rings, and now he has a Hall of Fame ring. How does that make you feel?
Left, and now with O'Swan and Stallworth.
If you could tell these young guys out here, these young receivers, one thing, what would it be?
I think to make sure they're consistent in what they do and the way they think and the way they carry themselves on and off the field. I think we need that. The society needs this. The leagues need.
Stallworth, who got his ring here at halftime.
Here.
Holding, number 87. Offense, 10-yard penalty. First down.
Mark Bruner, the tight end, called for the hold. This summer, Stallworth became the 19th Steeler inducted into the Hall of Fame. There's the ring.
In my mind,
absolutely.
It should have never taken this long for him to get there.
I think when you have so many guys from the same era, it makes it more and more difficult to do it, but certainly he deserved it in spades.
Well, this Steeler team's got to find some guys who can play like Hall of Famers to get it turned around.
1st and 20 after the holding call. Comes the blitz. They pick it up. And Hines Ward knocked off the ball by Torrey James. Made the contact just as the ball got there.
Pittsburgh goes 5 wide. Hello. But this Oakland Raider team shows you how to play 5 wide.
Well, the difference is, Paul, is when you throw the ball down the field to try and complete a 15-yard completion, you're giving corners a chance to make a play. What the Raiders basically have done is hit a lot of short passes. Jerry Rice in the middle, Jerry Rice crossing, Jerry Porter down the field in the middle, hooking it up.
2nd and 20. Randall L. comes in as a 3rd wide receiver. That one's underthrown and incomplete. Burris tries to make the catch. Had Charles Woodson draped all over him.
Now, you know, we've seen 2 pass interference penalties. Okay, watch this contact. Now, tell me, is there pass interference? Here they go, arm in arm. Now, you talk about getting mugged. You're getting mugged. Look at Plexico Burris knocks Woodson out of the way, then almost makes the catch. Nothing is called. Now, what constitutes pass interference?
Well, somebody obviously did something, didn't they?
Oh, man.
Let them play. If you're going to let them play, let them play. Be consistent.
3rd and 20, 3-man rush. Cordell looks. Randall L. couldn't hold it, neither could Woodson. Went up just as high as he could go, just off his fingertips.
Boy, and they're starting to boo a little early.
It was really the penalty that created the problem on that series, not necessarily Cordell throwing the football.
Miller is on to punt on 4th and 20. Cordell now only 96 yards passing into the 3rd quarter. 9 out of 18. Buchanan nearly lost it. Now he gets buried. Oh, that bobble cost him. Mike Logan, the first one down on special teams for the Pittsburgh Steelers. ESPN 70s. Gannon throws underneath and complete up to the 40. You should see Paul do the pulpit.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
Please, spare me.
Well, no one will do it with him. It's a little lonely looking.
I was just going to say, Beverly wouldn't even dance with him.
You know, don't say that. You don't know that.
Does she?
No.
Okay.
But you didn't have to say it.
2nd and 2 for the Raiders. Gannon has already thrown 42 times in this game.
43 coming up.
Sure has little flanker screen to Tim Brown. Blockers in front. Brown takes it to the 47.
Even though the Raiders have thrown a lot, they've only run the ball 5 times, but here's one of the big ones. Charlie Garner in the backfield. Now you see Sims blocked down, Stinchcomb blocked down, safety comes walking up, Charlie just takes it and hits it. Watch the move he puts on the official. Got the ball, look, give the official a move. Good job by the official getting out of the way, and he's gone. When they run, it has been extremely effective. They're spreading the Steeler defense out, throw, and then pop one.
The official was the closest guy to him.
Put a good move on him.
Gannon underneath. That one's caught. The rookie tight end, Doug Jolly. Everybody getting a shot tonight.
Doug Jolly, their 2nd-round pick from BYU, missed a whole bunch of training camp. Didn't really get a chance to work much, was injured. That time, Brent Alexander tried to take the ball away from him, but just couldn't. There's another missed tackle. Trying to ride him down. Good job by Jolly, just keeping his balance and showing his strength.
Brent Alexander went headhunting and missed.
When you go head hunting, you got to come down with a head.
Yes, you do. 47 out of 52 plays have been passes. There's 48. Roland Williams, the tight end. He's cut down by Chad Scott. The Steelers talked this week. That's fine. Let people throw the ball all night long. We will tackle the catch, is the way they put it. If they can keep it in front of them and eventually force them to make a mistake, it works.
The other thing is, Michael, that we talked about in the first half, and then becomes 3rd down, we stop them, we get off the field. Well, that hasn't happened.
Garner burst through the hole again. And Garner has a 1st down near the Steeler 27.
You know, there's something to be said, Joe, when you hear people say we have the defense sitting back on their heels. Well, this defense is sitting back on their heels. And when you're catching and not delivering, they're going to do whatever they want to do. Rich Gannon they're calling a magnificent football game.
And Richie's doing a lot of it at the line of scrimmage. And I believe the Steelers are going to have to bring some kind of pressure, take a chance on going 1-and-1, but try and disrupt this offense just a little bit.
1st down for Gannon. Short set again to Rice. And Rice knew the contact was coming, couldn't hold that one. And ridden down by Dwayne Washington.
Well, the thing about it is when Gannon sees Rice and or Brown on the outside, one-on-one, they're going to try to hit this. Look how far back now Washington is. But he's sitting there. He's sitting down. That ball was thrown. If it's thrown to the outside, Jerry Rice catches it. It's thrown to the inside shoulder, and Washington is already there.
Not only thrown to the inside shoulder, but thrown very late. Blitz coming. Gannon unloads, and it's incomplete. Closest to it was Marcus Knight, but Chad Scott was coming on the blitz.
We've talked about how many passes Rich Gannon has thrown, but you look at the distribution. 20 to the left, 12 down the middle, 14 to the right. That's Dwayne Washington that's playing that right corner over there. He's thrown a lot that way. But it would be very difficult for Tim Lewis, the defensive coordinator of the Steelers, to sit up in the box and say, okay, we want to double one receiver or double someplace else. Rich Gannon has spread the ball out all over the field.
Here's another one of those big 3rd downs, 3rd and 10. Overthrown, intended for Brown. Chad Scott again was right there.
And here is a time where they came after him. They sent the linebackers up at Gannon, and he didn't have enough time to throw the ball to the outside.
I actually like my corners in Dwayne Washington and Chad Scott going against Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. Neither is as fast as they used to be, and they're more move guys. And if you get a hand on them, you might be able to disrupt this offense a little bit if you're blitzing.
Your corners?
Well, the Steelers can.
45 yards for Janikowski, hooking it and got it in there. He's been good from 41 and 45. And the Raiders once again increase the lead to 10. 55-yard field goal to cap that last drive. Only went 41 yards. As the Steelers kept them out of the end zone to hold the lead to 10.
When they get on the play tonight, Rich Gannon's going to have to soak his arm in some ice.
This is a huge series for the Steelers. They've got to generate some kind of offense just to give their defense a chance to rest.
Randall L. and Mays are deep, and Randall L. 3 yards deep in the end zone. No hesitation. Here he comes. And he just got it back to the 20-yard line. Cordell Stewart has been up and down tonight. Right now, he needs to get up. Where the Raiders lead the Steelers 20-10. Cordell Stewart came out of the box on fire in this game. Was 5 of 5 on the opening drive. Got a touchdown since then. Only 4 out of 13, 31 yards. Bettis ran into traffic and picked up maybe a half yard. That's it. And the Raiders, with that short passing game, have kept the ball away from the Steelers. More than double in time of possession.
We've talked an awful lot about the Raider offense because, of course, they're throwing the ball around. But the Raider defense, besides the addition of Rod Woodson and Bill Romanowski, they had 2 big tackles inside, Sam Adams and John Perella. The big guys inside are allowing the linebackers to run in pursuit.
Draw play, Bettis. And really, that time of possession stat is remarkable when you consider that the Steelers led the NFL in time of possession last year.
You know, the other thing, too, is I was just thinking about Jerome Bettis. If he's gotten his contract, if he gains 1,200 yards or 1,000 yards, he gets extra money.
He's not.
Not this year.
Well, not unless they start doing that again. 34-33. Highest time of possession since the 85 Bears. And that defense was pretty good, too.
Yes, it was.
They got off the field on 3rd down.
Blitz coming. They pick it up. Cordell over the middle, too wide. Intended for Plexico Burris. And here come the boos raining down from the stands at Heinz Field.
You know, you wonder sometimes when you miss it by that much, is it the quarterback or the receiver?
Miller with a high floater. Buchanan tried to make the fair catch. Got out of the way, and it takes a Steeler bounce inside the 30-yard line. 48-yard kick. Cordell Stewart struggling since that opening drive. On 30-yard line. Garner, the single setback. Roland Williams, the tight end in the backfield with him. Gannon to throw. Yet again, Tim Brown makes a one-tackler miss and gets the first down. Here's our game track. If you joined us late, the Raiders have come out and thrown it 51 times and run only 6. And Jerry Rice has been the recipient of 10 of those, 10 catches for 85 yards.
You know, the worst part about this for the Pittsburgh Steelers is they're making it look easy.
Like I said, I think you've got to start bringing people. You have to.
Gannon out in the flat.
Now that's the 3rd ball that Tim Brown has caught so far in this half. I wouldn't be surprised at the end of the game, Mike, that you see this balance back between Brown and Rice. Jerry Rice caught 10 in the first half. Tim Brown now has 5 in the game. And starting at 5, I believe 5. Now he's starting to close that gap between he and Jerry.
2nd and 2. Gannon again changing the play at the line. Pumps one way, looks the other. Pressure coming from behind. And Gannon did well to hang on to the ball as Joey Porter got him from the blind side.
Well, Joey Porter beats Barry Sims, but Gannon, this is Gannon's fault. Gannon held on to the ball too long. If he, you know, he called an audible, and he was trying to get the ball outside to Tim Brown. Look at him real quick. Come back over here and look at Jerry Rice. Now he holds on to the ball. This gives Porter enough time to get there. You can't.
3rd and 8. Can the Steelers defense get off the field? Garner.
No.
What a move by Charlie Garner. Holy cow, what a run. 40. 30. What a great run. He must have made 4 moves that just left people flat-footed.
Not since Barry Sanders have we seen anything that resembles these kind of moves. Watch this. Right. Another shovel pass. Great call. One juke. You missed me. You missed me. Spinner. Look out. I'm gone. Then he turns on the speed to get outside. Look at that.
Look like one of those old Three Stooges.
They can't even trip him.
What a magnificent run from Charlie Garner. And Joe, you're right. That looked like Barry Sanders.
He wouldn't have been down in two-hand touch.
Kirby. And if that isn't the ultimate compliment you can pay somebody on a run.
I never thought I would see a back that would be able to have even similar moves to Barry, but I just did.
Brilliant run by Garner on the little shovel pass. It won't go on his rushing yards because that was a catch.
But you look at all the guys on the sidelines that go up to him, and a lot of them are defensive guys saying, "Oh man, is that nice or what?"
Raiders driving again, already up by 10. And again, third down is dooming the Steelers defense. They can't get off the field. Gannon with time. Kirby too high. Check in with Susie.
Mike, I don't think we can hammer that point enough. 10 of 14 on third down, and Bill Cowher was adamant about that you can look at one stat in a game and you know how your team is doing. 10 of 14, you know they're losing this game.
10 out of 14, Susie, you're not doing very well.
Well, we keep hearing third down. But the Steelers are going to have to do something about it. They're going to have to change what they're doing. You just can't keep lining up in the same defense and allowing offenses to do this. They've got to come up with a formula to stop it.
Gannon has already completed a career-high 36 passes in this game. Looking for 37 and gets it. Jerry Rice to the 14-yard line, his 11th catch of the night. Lee Flowers made the tackle.
It's another first down, and here you are talking about another 3rd and 9. When we're talking about these third down plays, folks, these are not third and short. Here comes Jerry Rice. Watch this. He continues his route all the way across. He avoids the linebacker, Gilden, and makes the play for a first down. But look at him. Concentration on the ball. Lee Flowers has really no chance. It looked like he might have been able to hit the ball, but that's total concentration by Rice because he didn't quit on the route.
And a perfect throw by Rich Gannon. 4:04 to go, third quarter. And they'll whistle this one dead.
Never got it off. But, again, not to keep repeating.
5-yard penalty. First down.
But we're not looking, honest to God, we're not looking at third and long or short yardage, 3rd and 1. We're talking 3rd and 15, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9. This is crazy.
I'm just sitting here thinking I'd have given anything when I played for Joe Gibbs.
To be able to chuck it like
I'd
this?
have given anything for Joe to say, we're going to throw it 70 in this one, Joe. And I'd go, oh. I mean, this is a quarterback. This is a dream game for Rich Gannon. Every quarterback in the league is out there, and you're winning. It's not like you have to throw to come back.
You're still waiting for it, aren't you? Gannon again over the middle. Marcus Knight down to the 7.
Well, he's throwing everybody else. You might as well give old Marcus a shot.
Well, Marcus Knight is the other receiver. James Jett is down, so Marcus Knight played in NFL Europe. They sent him over there to get some confidence. Young receiver out of Michigan. His areas in the slot. I mean, there's a guy who's a little bit tired. Look at Rich Gannon focus. Out wide, then come back to the guy in the middle. The short crossing routes have been the biggest problem for the Steelers.
2nd and 3. Kirby trying to get the first down. Needs to get inside the 4.
We hear so much about people talk about the delivery points of quarterbacks. You have to come over the top. Well, that's baloney. There's a classic over the top by Rich Gannon. There's a sidearm, and here's one of those 3-quarter ones. I think to have the flexibility and versatility in your arm to be able to make throws from every different direction allows a quarterback to be even more effective. And look at these numbers.
I don't know how much longer the flexibility in his arm is going to continue. He had some seasons he didn't throw the ball this much.
Keep in mind, there's another quarter to go.
1st and goal. Gannon whips this one, sidearm knocked away from Rice and knocked away by Chad Scott.
I'll tell you what. This guy can look at here. Here's Gannon again. This is another little sidearm up over the top. Well, you know, he's thrown it from every single angle you could possibly throw a football. I mean, and look at what he has on the ball. This pass is out in front. Scott just makes an excellent play as a defender.
And they've got it. This defense has got to be.
For pass happy Rich Gannon. Intercepted. Joey Porter. He could go 100 yards. Charlie Garner caught him from behind. But the lateral, and it's a touchdown.
The officials are confused. They didn't see the lateral.
The officials are all talking over now. What actually did happen? I know one thing. That's a great play by Joey Porter.
From the goal line.
I don't believe that any of the officials really saw what took place.
What hustle by Garner.
Ruling on the field is touchdown.
Now let's see if we can tell.
What a play. What a play.
Don't go away.
That's going to go in the books as a 100-yard interception return, maybe 99.
Oh, I don't know. That's a handoff. That's not a lateral. I'm not sure. If I'm the Raiders, I'll challenge that.
Why, he's still behind him.
No, I don't know. I don't think he's behind him.
He's still behind him. He's behind the ball. Come on, Joe, give him the touchdown.
You know what? I would, but I'd still challenge it.
He doesn't have it yet.
And now he still doesn't have it. Now he still doesn't have control of it.
Oh, that's going to be a tough call.
I would hurt him in the effort to try and chase Joey Porter.
Here we go. Here we go. Please let me be one out of two.
After reviewing the play, the ball was handed forward at the 15-yard line. That's an illegal forward pass. 5-yard penalty from the 15 to the 20. First down, Pittsburgh.
What a huge call.
Nice going, Joe, but look, they're shaking their head.
There's Joey Porter right there, okay? Then Rice is going to come in. Porter's going to break on him and wind up going down. Gannon has got pressure on him for one of the few times tonight. Throws it going back. Joey Porter just does an excellent job of reading the route. But look at Charlie. Look where Charlie Garner comes from. The other side of the field saved this play.
Tremendous effort by Garner. Now they move it back to the 20. 1st and 10 Steelers. Bettis pounds his way near the 15. John Perella and Derek Gibson on the stop for the Raiders.
Keep in mind, from a Raiders perspective, the Steeler offense has had one big play to Hines Ward. That's been it the whole night. You've got Perella on the inside. You've got Adams on the inside protecting Napoleon Harris, who can run sideline to sideline.
Don't you get the feeling the Steelers better score here?
Yep.
Bettis on the delay. Inside the 10, 1st and goal, Pittsburgh. Let's go to Susan.
Well, Mike, I think we all expected this game to be carried by Jerome Bettis tonight, but that's only his 8th carry. I think they're getting the feeling now that they've got to turn to the bus. They want to pound this ball into the end zone.
Well, they have to do something. Only a minute to go, 3rd quarter. They've been limited to 10 points. 9 new starters on that Raider defense dig in. Bettis again, room up the middle. The bus pounds it inside the 5. When he gets those shoulders square and gets that body lean, he's tough to stop.
And this is the one thing that this team is accustomed to doing, is blocking for Jerome Bettis. And they have not had the opportunity this entire evening because in the first 3 quarters, the Raiders basically shut down the running game totally, and that's what they needed to do.
9 carries, 36 yards for Bettis. 2nd and goal. Cordell had a man wide open, then throws late, and it's incomplete.
I don't like it.
Had Kreider out in the flat, wide open, but he took a long time to throw it out there.
And he takes a long time to make that throw, but that's the way Cordell, that's his natural movement. I think, you know, if you want to basically throw, put Cordell on the corner and give him a chance with an option on 3rd down. I still think you try and pound it in there with Jerome. Let the offensive line feel like they're a part of this.
Cordell has missed his last 5 passes. He's 9 out of 20. This will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Trying to scramble, then throws. Touchdown.
Cordell Stewart.
Somehow he got it to Hines Ward. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
Number 50 tried to move towards Cordell.
And you've got to respect his ability to scramble. Peterson converts the point after. We have played 3 quarters in Pittsburgh. The Raiders lead it by a field goal. Gets his 2nd touchdown catch of the night, and we have a 3-point game between bitter and traditional rivals. Terry Kirby. Room to run up the middle. The kicker to beat. Now Townsend, the only one back, and Kirby. Touchdown.
There are no flags.
6 yards. Holy cow.
Well, we're going to get Gannon down there warming up again because he's not going to be out there for a while. Oh, look at this. Bill Cowher. You think there's steam coming out?
Look at Hines Ward. He can't believe it either.
Well, the greatest shock in the world. You're back into the ball game. You're back there where you need to be. You're within 3 points of a team. Been struggling all night, and then watch this.
Look at the hurdle move he makes, and then Peterson tries to get a hand on him. He can't. And then Terry Kirby. Yeah, I've been in the league 10 years, but watch me run with power.
For the 3rd time in his career, Terry Kirby has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. That was 96 yards. They have stunned the crowd. And the lead is back to 10 at 27-17. The former 2-sport star at the University of Virginia, football and basketball, goes 96. Boy, this crowd was in it. After the Steelers scored, Joey Porter makes that tremendous interception in the run. These fans are going crazy, and now it's like a tomb in here.
Well, don't turn this off. I mean, don't even think about turning this game off because these guys, there's no quit in either one of these teams.
Well, I think the Raiders have to, okay, now they have to start to think. Do we come out and go with the wide open offense like we have? We've made 2 mistakes. Joey Porter's capitalized on both of them. Or do we come out, take a little time off the clock now, let's run the football, let's see if we can pound it and start to burn the clock a little?
Isn't that decision influenced by what the Steelers do on this drive? If they score and get back in it, then I think the Raiders have to continue to do what they've been doing.
Yeah, but what they did on that last short drive for 20 yards is Jerome Bettis. I don't know that the Pittsburgh Steelers can afford to go into a running mode and run the clock down. On it.
2-0. The Steelers would start 0-2. As good as they are, 0-2 is a pretty big hole. Mays will return the kickoff. Mays nearly broke it, got out to the 33. Monday Night Countdown.
You believe the amount of special. We get one here tonight.
I'll tell you, it's frightening to watch these guys run balls back 100 yards, 95 yards.
Stewart to throw on 1st down. Pump fake, then rifles it to Hines Ward. He fumbles. The Raiders have it. Derek Gibson.
I'm going to tell you what.
Check it. It's Woodson, the former Steeler.
Charles Woodson nailed him. When Hines Ward catches this ball, watch how hard Charles Woodson, number 24, strips him. Here comes the catch. He's on the ground. Now watch this right arm. Bang! He just knocks the ball out.
Another big turnover, and the Raiders back in business. It's gone for the Steelers. Stewart with a perfect pass. Ward was open, and then Woodson knocked it away from him. Gannon, empty backfield again. Out in the flat to Roland Williams, the tight end. He's taken down by Jason Gilden.
Raiders just continuing to execute their game plan.
Richie Gannon is 39 out of 57, 369 yards.
When I talked to Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator of the Raiders, he said, look, the first thing I want these guys to understand is I'm not going to be a John Gruden. I'm going to call my own game. I'm going to do it the way I feel like we should. Looks like he feels like he wants to throw the ball.
Porter almost got another sack. Gannon goes down. They're going to say he was touched. And Joey Porter will get his third sack of the night. He also has a pick that he returned 85 yards.
2 interceptions. He picked up another one down here in the first half.
Not a bad night.
If the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have Joey Porter, they wouldn't have been able to do anything on defense, because he's all it came.
He's such a mismatch for any offensive lineman. This time he goes hard inside on Barry Sims, and Rich Gannon's foot just slips out from underneath him. It's going to be probably the easiest sack he's ever gotten. Doesn't matter, though.
Nope.
3rd and 10.
Bad down for Pittsburgh.
Blitz coming. Gannon hangs in the pocket, throws deep, wide open. Tim Brown overthrown. Holy cow, was he open.
And there's a case, though, where the pressure did not allow Rich Gannon to be able to focus in and make a proper throw. There it is. Gannon just up. Tim Brown just runs by Dwayne Washington. He's just sitting there looking in the backfield. And Rich Gannon had too much pressure in his face.
Boy, either Washington blew the coverage or thought he had a safety behind him, but there was nobody there. Now Randall L. will wait at the 10, and Stemke will punt. Fair catch signal by Randall L., and now he shakes his head because there wasn't anyone within 5 yards of him. 34-yard punt, no return, back after this. And they are down 27-17. Bettis gets about 5. Let's check in with Sue.
Mike, it's amazing how well this Raider defense has come together with 9 new starters this year. Bill Callahan says it's the best he's ever seen a Raider defense work together. Bill Romanowski has a simple explanation. He says it's because they're all about the same age. In fact, that goes for the whole locker room. He points out that when he was in Denver and guys like Bubby Brister and John Elway left, he really didn't have anything in common with some of the other guys. Here, you've got a whole locker room about the same age. You know, all the young guys today, they've got the PlayStations. Romo said he doesn't even know what that is. Now he's got company.
Yes, he does. And Romanowski almost got the sack. Cordell scrambles away and throws. Got the completion to Plexico Burris. His first catch of the night. And there's a flag down back at the 7.
Holding on Pittsburgh, it comes back. But Bill Romanowski, he told us yesterday he would really love to get a shot at Cordell. And watch, here comes Romanowski. He's going to be blitzing on the outside. He gets by the back, Jerome Bettis, and he's got his arm around it, and he hits his own man.
One of the things about Roman,
hate him. That's how I build myself into this frenzy.
A critical penalty by the Steelers wipes out a big gain and a first down. They were guilty of a lot of penalties against New England in the opener. They had 13 penalties for 112 yards, as well as allowing 5 sacks and turning the ball over 5 times. And he is only 11 out of 23 for 122 yards, although he does have the 2 scores to Hines Ward. Big 3rd and 12 here, trying to keep the drive alive. And Stewart throws too high. Intended for Terrence Mathis. Torrey James on the coverage, and they'll have to punt it with 11:48 to go.
They have a new.
Buchanan is back. waiting in his own 46, so Oakland should have great field position. That's a good snap. A returnable kick. Buchanan drilled as he got across midfield to the 47-yard line. Chris Hope gets in the first shot on special teams. Rich Gannon nearing career highs in every category tonight. And it looks like Anna didn't make it. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Rich Gannon airs it out again. Incomplete. Tim Brown got his hands on it, couldn't hold it.
Mike, Rich Gannon tonight, he's thrown to 4 different receivers. They've caught 23 balls. He's thrown to 2 different tight ends. They've caught 7 balls. And he's thrown to 3 different running backs, and they've caught 9 balls.
Well, they have one more tight end on the roster. He's got to feel left out. Jeremy Bingham. He hasn't gotten the ball.
Well, let's get him in there. 59 for 369 yards. And look, the Raiders showing no signs of slowing down and trying to grind it out and take time off the clock. Here's a run to Garner. Joey Porter takes him down at the 45-yard line.
There's a young man that, you know, is really knows that it's all in his hands now. And as many times as we've talked to him, Joe, and he says, you know, I can't be the guy. I've got to play within the system. In this situation right now, what's going through his mind is I have to win this football game, because otherwise, if I don't, no one else is going to.
And it's the wrong way to approach it.
Exactly.
3rd and 8. 3rd down has killed the Steelers all night long. And it does again. Gannon with a strike to Tim Brown, first down.
But what great blocking up front. The Steelers came with 4-man rush on that play. And the offensive line, and they've been doing it all night long, the Raiders. Watch the protection Gannon has. There's nobody really off the line of scrimmage. Here's Gannon sitting back and firing. He finds Brown. He's wide open. They get first down. And that was, what, 3rd and 7? Man.
Rich Gannon has just set a Raider record, 60 attempted passes. He's completed 40. He had the old record of 35. Drew Bledsoe threw the most in any NFL game. He had 70 back in 1995. Hit 45 out of 70 against Minnesota. Rich may not get there, but he's going to get close.
61 passes tonight. Mike, you just mentioned
Terry Kirby threw 1. Gannon has thrown 60. Rich Gannon may look around and say, hey, can we let Terry Kirby throw a couple more here?
Or does anybody else want to try one?
Second and 8. Now the Raiders are going to work on the clock a little bit. Kirby. Boy, nice tackle by James Ferrier.
Down by James Ferrier.
Here's Stat Track to keep you up to date on everything. Gannon 40 out of 60. Jerry Rice with 11 catches, 94 yards on the night. Porter has 6 for 62. Only caught 1 a week ago. And Roland Williams, the tight end, has a half dozen.
And
you can really build your stats on a night like tonight.
Mike, there's 9 minutes left to go in this game, and they've already had 75 plays.
And the Steeler fans cannot believe what they're seeing. Screen to Kirby. Mike Logan, sensational play coming up to cut his legs out from under.
You know, it's really nice. I mean, we see games when the team is losing by 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, whatever it is. A guy makes a play, and all of a sudden he's dancing around doing things. Not this Pittsburgh Steeler team. They know that they've been bringing at him all night long.
Janikowski has already had 2 long field goals, 41 and 45. This will be from 46 to make it a 13-point lead. The Steelers would need 2 touchdowns. And he missed it. Janikowski with his first miss of the season. Let's go down to Susie.
Well, we've got another Hall of Famer in Lynn Swann, and maybe people forget 1970s.
Oh, I think it ranks high, you know, pretty much on the top of the list. It's one of those rivalries that meant something. They were championship football games. There were great players who are in the Hall of Fame, and an intense rivalry. You know, and we didn't like those guys. I mean, these guys out here playing today in the black and silver, they're nice guys. Most of these guys I covered in college, except for maybe a Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. I didn't cover those two. But, you know, they're nice guys. But we still hate the uniform.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
That last pass intended for Burris, thrown behind him, and he couldn't come back and make the catch.
And these two guys, Stallworth and Swan, ever aged. Well, these guys look like they're 21 years old.
Well,
what is it? Is Pittsburgh weather? It must be the water here.
The water.
Stick around for a while.
The water from the Monongahela.
Too late for me?
Yeah. Cordell back in the pocket, throws underneath, incomplete. That one is knocked away by Terrence Shaw.
That's the first time I think Randall L. committed a mistake that he will get better at. He didn't come back for the ball. He allows Terrence Shaw to come over. He beats him. Now he stops, but he doesn't come back. He just stands still. And you see him trying to anticipate the catch and make the turn. Got to come back to the ball.
A must-make third down for the Steelers. They're down 2 scores with 8:03 to go. 4-man rush. Cordell has time and throws to the sideline, and it's caught by Terrence Mathis. And that's a first down. Mathis with his second catch of the year, the 668th of his career.
Bill Cowher really gushed about how much he appreciated Terrence Mathis. He feels like he's going to be a great influence on Randall L. All that experience, you see him drag his feet.
Said he's a leader, the guy who's great in the locker room. You need guys like that on your team. Zeraway, little stutter step and pick up about 7. Ball came loose. The Raiders have it. Man, another backbreaker. Terrence Shaw got the recovery. Zeraway coughed it up. That could have been the death blow for Pittsburgh. Bill Cowher has seen this 2 weeks in a row. The other team comes out winging. His team makes too many mistakes. Gannon still throwing. This one to Roland Williams, taken out of bounds. Rich Gannon has set a new career high in completions and yards tonight against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Mike, when Mark Trestman was the offensive coordinator in San Francisco, in a year Jerry Rice caught 122 balls for 15 touchdowns, both career highs for him. And he's not afraid to put the ball in the air. You can see that.
Gannon, 42 out of 62, 396 yards. And he's got an empty backfield again. Sidearm to Tim Brown. Now, even though this is working, I've got to ask you about this. We're down to the 7-minute mark. Why would you want to throw the ball, even if they're safe passes, and not just take time off the clock?
Because you are taking time off the clock. Just watch when he snaps the ball. There's 25 seconds to go on the 40-second clock. So just keep an eye on when he snaps the ball. Even though they're spread out all over the place, and I think they'll probably wind up maybe running one here. But even by doing what they're doing, they're still eating up the clock.
Rich Gannon just achieved his first 400-yard game. Back to throw again. Pressure coming. Gannon unloads. Rice can't get there. Hand fighting with Dwayne Washington, who had excellent coverage.
You want to know why they're doing this, Michael, at this point? Because this is what got them 10 points ahead. You don't, I mean, this is what I call good coaching. Here's Jerry Rice is heading for the ball. Good coverage by Washington. But this is the thing that got them the points that they have. They have 27 points because they threw the football. Don't stop.
It's also the game plan that they established for this game. This is the way they want to attack the Steelers defense.
All career highs now for Rich Gannon. 43 of 64, 403 yards. 3rd and 3.
Delay a game.
Flag before the snap.
Delay of game.
Snap. Play a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Doesn't matter. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15.
They've made almost all of them, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I mean, it's just been it's been unbelievable. And to stand there is the defensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers looking at this, and you know, we thought we knew how to stop them. How do we stop them?
Well, I think you have to go after him.
Well, you've been saying that all night.
Well, I think you have to. I think if you rush 3 or rush 4 and drop 7 or 8, the receivers are going to have places and holes to find places to go.
Draw play, Kirby. Terry Kirby, there's a flag down. It would be a first down. Pending the penalty, and it's a hold. So back-to-back mistakes by the Raiders.
Holding, number 40, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, third down.
That's John Ritchie, the fullback.
I know it was a holding penalty, but they just picked up another first down. I mean, you know.
They've just mangled the Steelers on third down tonight.
Oh. And, you know, it just, and it's not ironic, but Bill Cowher sitting there, and one of the first things he said to us, and we're going to repeat again when we talked about this earlier in the game, third down is the only down. If you lose third down, you lose the ball game, and they've lost it.
He said you can look at that stat, you don't have to look at anything else, and you know who won. Gannon under pressure. This time they got him. The sack for Clark Hagan's, his second. Hagan's out of Colorado State, a 5th-round draft choice 2 years ago.
You see him come on a twist. He starts outside the formation, then comes right up the middle, and really the offensive line of the Raiders just sort of let him go by.
Well, Middleton was out there, and he looked to his right to the outside and never looked back to his inside.
Randall L. They could really use a big play from him right now. Stemke at the 25. Steelers look like they're coming after him again. Stemke got it out of there. Randall L. hit as he got the ball. Slips a couple of tackles, still on his feet back to the 25. A return of 3, went a long way and took a lot of hits to get 3. Zach Crockett made the tackle. Two teams that have struggled out of the gate this year. 4 wide receivers set for Cordell Stewart. Steelers need 2 scores and not much time to get them. A strike this time, and Hines Ward makes the catch and holds on up at the 37.
I think, Mike, equally as important, they need to hold on to the football.
Absolutely.
They've had their last 2 possessions have ended in fumbles.
Stewart has now thrown for 150 yards on the night, 13 of 28. Cordell on the run. Trying to get out of bounds and does. Got away from Rod Woodson.
The thing that I have been impressed with Cordell over the last couple years is the discipline that he has shown, wanting to be able to stay in the pocket. When he first started playing the quarterback position, if he saw opening, he was gone right now. He really has worked on his pocket discipline.
But boy, when he runs, he can still run away from people.
Yeah, when he's running, they don't have anybody open.
That's for sure. 4-man rush. Cordell throws it to the outside. That one's complete to Antoine Randall L. He gets out of bounds.
This is just one of those situations in a game when Rod Woodson's on the field and he's playing free safety for the Raiders. Cordell's got to be real careful because he just seems to be the guy that comes up with plays. He's recovered 2 fumbles tonight to help the Raiders out, and he just sort of hangs in the middle this time of game and finding one.
Loves to play center field, has 61 career interceptions. Cordell, another strike. This one is complete to Terrence Mathis. And Stewart has the Steelers marching with the clock running down.
Not sending any linebackers at all. And the 4 guys up front are not getting there.
And they've got a deep safety 17 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Anything underneath, they're going to let them have. Burris lost the ball. And it's picked off by Rod Woodson. Holy cow. His 3rd fumble recovery of the night.
I'll tell you guys, I saw that Cleveland-Kansas City game a week ago, and I thought I'd seen everything.
No, you haven't.
Tonight, that's right. Tonight, it's bordering on the unbelievable again. Cordell's got him driving. Here it is from Skycam. Terrence Shaw tries to gamble. Plexico Burress makes the play. The ball just pops out of his hand, and who's there? Who else? Why not? Torrey James. I mean, really, not even him. Plexico just throws it up in the air.
Oh, you've got to value the ball more than that. Another huge turnover. Now only 3:57 to go. You wouldn't want to bet the Raiders will run it now, would you?
You know, right now I wouldn't bet against anything in this game.
Kirby. Down to the 26. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Mike, we've been talking to all of these Pittsburgh Hall of Famers. Certainly Rod Woodson is destined. And, of course, he spent 10 years here with Pittsburgh, 7 Pro Bowls, 38 interceptions, 5 returned for touchdowns, also a dangerous punt and kick returner. He told me anytime you play one place for 10 years, that place remains special. Pittsburgh is still home. His family is here. He just doesn't play here, but he's still a Pittsburgh guy.
Boy, when he was younger, could he run? I mean, he had world-class speed coming out of Purdue.
He didn't look too bad on that last one.
No, he didn't. The Raiders on their way to 2-0. Kirby again.
Michael, that was their 82nd play. 82 play, and we're still 3 minutes to go in the game.
You know, you can talk about and lay blame in certain areas in this game, but the fact that the Steelers were unable to protect the football, numerous ones, Amos Zaraway, Hines Ward, Cordell Stewart, Plexico Burress, every one of them.
4 turnovers tonight, Joe. 5 turnovers in the opening game. 9 in 2 games doesn't get it done.
You're not going to beat many people. Bill Cowher, and what do? How do you solve that? That's going to be his challenge.
Wheatley straight up the middle, pounds it to the 10. His first carry of the night.
This is what the turnovers look like for the Steelers. Cordell Stewart, when they were going in, fumbles this one. Hines Ward making a catch on a drive, puts it on the ground. Again, crossing the 50, Amos Zaraway puts it on the ground. Inside the 20, Plexico Burress just literally coughed that one up in the air to Rod Woodson.
1st and 10.
The Raiders have it in hand as they wait for the 2-minute warning from the Steeler 10-yard line with the ball and a 10-point lead. Rod Woodson has tied an NFL record, 3 fumble recoveries. See you there, 27-17 Raiders.
They can't hear us with the lights off.
They're hiding in the dark.
They can't hear us with the lights off. You know, he throws one here.
Wheatley is the single setback. And Wheatley lowers his shoulder and gets about a yard. And the Steelers will use a timeout to stop it with 1:54. Let's go down to Susie.
Hey, guys, do you notice a difference in demeanor on the sideline for Oakland? You know, of course, John Gruden was intense and he had that aura about him. But the guys say Callahan is older. He approaches the players differently. They say he talks to you instead of yelling at you. And, of course, Bill says the players know him. He doesn't have to put on any false pretenses. And, of course, there is definitely mutual respect between coach and player.
I think Susie brings up a great point, but I'll tell you this. When John Gruden took over the Oakland Raiders, everything he did with intensity, with verbiage, that football team needed to be put back in line.
Yes.
And he really righted the ship. And I think Bill Callahan, Mark Trestman, Chuck Bresnahan, the coordinators and the head coach of that team have now had the opportunity to work with somebody that has been straightened out and put in the right direction. And certainly that man deserves an awful lot of credit. Al Davis.
And you have to tip your cap to John Gruden because he resurrected the fortunes of this franchise. Kirby has to reverse his field and dives back to the 10.
Just see Gannon. Kirby reverses field. Gannon just stood there looking at him like,
I think he was getting out of the way.
Yeah, you want help? You're not getting it.
What a day. What a game for Rich Gannon.
First career 400-yard game.
The thing about that is, I think, speaks such volumes is normally when a quarterback throws for a lot of yards, it's because his team is behind.
That's right.
I mean, this now sort of has become the vogue in the National Football League. We saw Kelly Holcomb with Cleveland in the first game. You saw Shane Matthews with the Redskins, 327 yards in his first game. Of course, they've got Philadelphia coming up, which I think will be the ultimate test for the Redskins. Everybody's been waiting to see this Redskin offense go against a defense that brings pressure, and Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, will.
You know what's amazing? He's thrown for 400 and some yards. He has only 1 touchdown.
Good point.
Because he's thrown 2 interceptions going in.
No timeouts left for the Steelers. Wheatley gets a yard and wraps up the ball. Rich Gannon will finish this night, presumably, with 43 completions, second only to Drew Bledsoe, who did it back in 1994, completed 45 out of 70. Gannon tonight is 43 of 64.
Hey, Mikey. Rice, 94 yards. Brown, 66 yards. Porter, 62 yards. Williams, 55 yards. Garner, 55 yards. Kirby, 41 yards.
Does the word balance?
Kerry Dittmer, 26. Joe Gabidi,
McGuire, 10.
I got 10. Joe got a couple. You can have one.
Thank you. It's the only one I'm ever going to get.
Oh, man.
This is a night for Rich Gannon.
Soak your arm.
This is the type of a Monday where Rich Gannon does not go in to get a suit measured for, okay? Because
unless it's a one-arm
I was just
suit.
say the right arm is just going to be a tad longer than the left. It's a dream. It was a dream for a quarterback and a nightmare for a running back. Jerome Bettis again having to figure out how this highly touted team that was supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and Bill Cowher embraced all the off-season comments about his football team being the team to beat in the AFC. And Cordell Stewart coming off of a wonderful year last year. And tonight, still, he's got to do his part. This certainly isn't a reflection totally on his ability to play.
Joe, in the last 3 years, only one team got to the playoffs after losing its first 2 games, and that was the Patriots last year. So it's going to be a long haul for the Steelers to fight their way back into this, as Janikowski hits a field goal to make it 30-17.
Jerry Rice doing a little advertising with his whatever he's eating, his chocolates or peanuts or whatever.
Remember what Bill Romanowski told us yesterday. This is a statement game for the Oakland Raiders.
Well, they certainly made it.
They made a statement. They said they would. They did.
Steelers are out of timeouts. They need 2 touchdowns and only a minute 1 to get them. Romanowski was hilarious when we were talking to him.
He's great. I'm telling you.
I mean, his teammates absolutely love him. Whoever he plays for, they embrace this guy. Whoever he plays against just despise him. But if there's anybody that ever was put on this earth to play with the Raiders, it's Bill Romanowski because of his intensity and the way he plays.
You ready for this? The Oakland Raiders are going to become the 10th road team today to win. 10. Teams went on the road and won today.
For the Raiders, because they are going to have enormous salary cap problems next year.
Not to mention an age situation. You're still dealing with late 30 guys, as we saw.
Yeah, but you got late 30 guys that can play.
Boy, can't they?
Come on.
But it is starting to look a little bit like a Northern California retirement home.
But age has nothing to do with it. Man, I mean, Rice, and he's sitting there, and this guy is not about to quit. I think he's having dinner.
Paul, I agree with you, but that's right. He's having a little snack and sharing it too.
Yeah, well, give me some of that.
Look at Jerry Porter. He was picking out one special little one. He didn't like all the others. He just wanted to pick out one special one.
56 seconds to go. The Steelers need a miracle. Mathis is creamed by Derek Gibson. No immaculate reception tonight, it looks like, on the 30th anniversary of that.
We've talked about the age of the Steelers, but you've got Rod Woodson, 15 years, but then you go to Derek Gibson, just 2.
In the age of Oakland.
And you got Bill Romanowski at 15, and then you get a Charles Woodson at 5.
0 away on the screen. It's down to the 43. Clock running. Steelers can't stop it. And Bill Cowher is going to see his club drop to 0-2. And remarkably similar games against New England and Oakland. Cordell throws. Another completion is a flag down.
Trace Armstrong
Jerry's eating Raider somethings.
No, they're Jerry's. It's a little personal advertising right there.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Deserves it. But whatever he's eating, I want one.
I think Rich Gannon's been eating it. Tim Brown.
All Jerry Rice did was catch 11 balls for 94 yards.
I think the guy in the picture right now, though, Terry Kirby, is the one that swung the momentum. Right after the Steelers had the big score, he turned around, took the kickoff back, 96 yards.
Nobody has ever done with 3 sacks and 2 interceptions in the same game since they started keeping track of sacks in 1982. Cordell unloads. That's going to be intercepted. And a very smart play by Woodson. He just goes to the ground. Our final score, 30-17 for Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Colbert, our entire crew. This is Mike Patrick. Good night from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh.